You might be paying way more for items than they're actually worth, or you could be selling things for way less than they're actually worth. You could be getting scammed and not even know it. Either way, not knowing the right price for items is going to make it really hard to make lots of money in Lumber Tycoon 2. So today, with the help of my friends Patch and NBDS, I am going to tell you the price of every single limited item in Lumber Tycoon 2 to date. This will be a great watch for anyone who trades in Lumber Tycoon 2. Either way, this video is going to be packed with some really good information for all Lumber Tycoon 2 players, so hopefully you'll find a lot of value from watching this video, and with that said, let's get straight into it. So the price of limited items in Lumber Tycoon is pretty much just how much both a buyer and a seller agree on. So prices are pretty much just opinions, but rest assured, these prices in this video won't just be my opinion on what everything is worth, because that would probably be pretty unreliable. Instead, me, Patch, and NBDS have calculated these prices based on real math and science. Basically, we looked at all of the items being sold in the trading channel in my Discord server and took note of the prices each item sold for until we had a massive list that we could calculate the average price that every item sold for. This process also showed us how popular each item was, which can be very handy to know because you can tell which items are the easiest to buy and sell, and I will be including that info for each item in this video as well. By the way, you are free to use the trading channel from which all of these prices were taken. It's basically a place where anyone can find people buying or selling or hiring for anything, which is super handy. So I'll leave a link in the description to my Discord server where you can access that. Alright, so how much is every item worth? Well, me, Patch, and NBDS have put it all into a list which you can navigate incredibly easily, and in this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this price list so you can make informed decisions when trading. So in the first link in the description of this video, you can access this price list. It's just a Google document, and in here you can find the price of every single item in Lumber Tycoon 2. This price list will be updated every month or so by Patch and NBDS to make sure that all of the prices are up to date and to account for new items when they come out. And guys, I'm trying to make this as convenient for you guys as possible, so if you don't want to click the link to the price list, don't worry, I'll scroll through all of the prices later in the video in case you don't want to leave YouTube. I completely understand. I'd also recommend that you save this video right now to your watch later or to your bookmarks so that you can easily reference the prices at any time. But anyways, clicking the first link in the description will bring you to the welcome page, and here you will see links to wood prices, item prices, and service prices. That's right, not only is there prices for every single item in the game, we've also put the prices of every wood as well. And no, this is not how much it sells for in the wood drop-off. No, this is going to show you how much people will pay you for selling them wood. This is gonna be some super useful information because guys, if you are still selling wood in the wood drop-off, just know that a lot of the time you can make way more money by getting wood for other players. And if you have a single unit cutter, link in the description to that tutorial by the way, people will pay you insane amounts for truckloads of single units. Look, zombie wood is going for about 100 to 140k per truckload, but if they're in single units, people are paying double per truckload. That is insane. Personally, I think that is just an insanely good way to make money. You could make millions in just a few hours by doing this, and this price list will give you the right market prices for all of these woods, which is going to make your life incredibly easy. Now, aside from wood, you can also find the value of doing services for people. For example, how much people typically get for building auto sorters for people. It's all listed in this price list. Some of these things are so simple, like building auto unloaders and storage containers for people, but people are still paying crazy amounts. And if you're not afraid to do some slightly complicated things like building auto garage doors, you can make up to $1 million per garage door, which to me is just absolutely insane. You could run a super profitable business just by building machines for people, but yeah, those are the two bonus price lists that are super useful, but this video is about the price of every limited item, not wood or services, so let's move on to the items tab. So in here you will find 3 sections for every item. Over here on the left you will find the information for the item in gift form. In the middle you will find the information for the item in boxed form. And on the right there is information for the item in fully unboxed form. Now in each row you will find the name of the item, which in its most boxed form is hyperlinked to its corresponding wiki page if you want to learn a little bit more about that item. And then in each section you can also find the average price per item right here, and right next to it is how much a truckload of that item is worth. So you don't have to do any math. This is all based on how much people have actually sold truckloads of that item for, which is super convenient. And finally, the average posts column just tells you how often a post was made about each item in the past month, which will give you a rough idea of how popular each item is, and that is useful for if you want to know how easy it is to find someone selling it, and that will also give you a rough idea of how high the demand for that item is, which is just really good information to have if you are wanting to resell items. And of course, all of that same logic applies to the item in boxed and gift form as well. Now furthest to the right you will see this box which says when the item was added to the game, and this is actually how the list is organized. All of the items are in categories, and within those categories they are listed from oldest to newest. Although with the axes section, the axes are split into axes with a gift form and axes without, so it resets right here. So it's a little bit weird, but anyways, if you find an item that says it's not obtainable, that just means that you can't get the item, so obviously no one is selling it, and thus it has no average price. Also, in this list there is a price for every obtainable limited item in the game, but some forms of items are just simply not sold enough to have an average price because they're sold so rarely. That's what you'll find with most fully unboxed items and boxed items that have gift forms. People just don't seek out boxed items as much as they do the gift form. For example, this boxed Harry Potter book doesn't have an average price because pretty much no one is selling just a boxed version of an item when it has a more valuable gift form, so there's just no price for it. Now if you are trying to sell an item that doesn't have a price listed, I would say just multiply the price of the item in gift or boxed form, whichever one has a price, by 0.7, and that will give you a rough estimate of how much it might sell for. But just know that you may struggle to find buyers because usually people want the most valuable form of items. Also guys, if you want to quickly be able to find whatever item you're looking for, you can just press Ctrl and F, and that will bring up this little search bar, and in there you can just search for what you're looking for. So if I'm looking for eyes, I just type in eye, and you guys can see it brings me right to the line where we have the ostrich eye right here, and you guys can see that it sells for about 15 to 30k per and 1.5 to 3 million in truckloads, so that is an insane amount of money right there. Now if you're trying to do this on mobile, you'll just want to press the share icon if you're using Safari on iOS with an Apple device, or the 3 dots button if you're using Android or some browser other than Safari on iOS. I'd imagine would use the 3 dots button as well. These buttons should be located on the browser where you have your page buttons and your back buttons or whatever, though keep in mind the button could look completely different depending on what browser you are using. But anyways, once you find that, you just want to tap find on page, and that will give you a search bar, and then you can find whatever you're looking for. Alrighty guys, now I'm going to scroll through all of the items so that you guys don't have to click the link in the description description to this page if you guys don't want to. And if you find an item that you're looking for specifically, you can just pause the video and you can just look at the price for that item. Now, do keep in mind that these prices are updated every month, so you might get some slightly out of date prices if you're just watching this video and you're not going to the actual price list itself. Especially with the new dupe patches, people are very worried that all of the prices are going to go out of whack, so things might change a little bit. Personally, I really don't think that the prices are going to fluctuate that much. At least we haven't really observed much price fluctuation because of the dupe patches, but do keep in mind that things are prone to change for sure. But for the most part, I'm going to say that most of these prices are going to be pretty reliable for at least the next year, maybe longer. So don't worry if you guys don't want to click the link in the description to this price list. I completely understand. It's probably not going to be too big of a deal if you guys are just using these prices that are on screen right now. Now, this price list will definitely be missing some items if you're watching this anytime after October of this year, since more items will come out, and those will be added to this price list in the future, but obviously I can't show them in this video since they don't exist right now for me. So if you're not seeing an item that you're looking for in this list, it could have not been released when this video was published, or it could just be an item that is not limited and that you can just buy from a store in the map and thus doesn't really have much market value, which is why it's not included in this list. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But if you're still confused, you can always leave a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for all the items. Hopefully this video has helped you out a ton. Once again, huge shout out to Patch and NBDS for helping out with this, as this would definitely not have been possible without their contributions. And if this video has helped you, all I ask is that you share it with your friends so it can help more people out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one once it's out. See ya!